Hello, fair listener. Welcome and thank you for following our journey on metagaming by Rum Propelled Gaming. Fair warning, sometimes we are not safe for work, and others not safe for real life. Journey forth at your own risk. Now let's dive right back into Tarath through the campaign Alalopolis.
Fucking
Craig.
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 My
I love
reach
you,
out,
Craig.
my Lord Craig. Reach out for your blessing.
The hand of fate tosses, the dice rolls, spins, turns. A campaign starts and ends, leaving memories that become stories. Stories flow out into the infinite sea, painting it with legends. Legends wash up on the shores throughout the infinite sea, fading to myth until myths are forgotten. And again, the hand of fate tosses, the dice rolls, spins, turns. Hitherto, we left our adventurers, known as the Rum Rollers, in Socrates, after delivering the breath of the red dragon Shandar to Sir Telemanus, the lead artificer of the factory district in Socrates, on behalf of Queen Theada and the people of Socrates. Sir Tellus promised to work up the cures for the citizens who have had their magic sparks stolen by the mana thieves from the ocean. He also gave the rum rollers a satchel that at the end of each day will populate with their profits from the sell of the potions that were the cure for everyone's individual manas being stolen. Deciding their next moves was to heal the newly acquired corpse of a wizard formerly known as Matt. Nimue, Kiro, and Raro take a carriage to Zenith, the goddess of knowledge's altar island, and after they arrive, they are escorted into the head acolyte's chambers, who promises to heal the body. And during their negotiations, Kiro harvested some eyes, which the head acolyte said the corpse needed some eyes in place so that the soul could still find the body. And he'd found octopus eyes nearby to replace the missing ones in the wizard formerly known as Matt's corpse. The head acolyte also says it will take 10 days, and the ring Nimue holds with his soul in it must be present for the last 2 days of the ceremony for the soul to return to the healed body. The Remorlers also ask for any corpses the acolytes might have to sacrifice to the PNC for the 10 that they require as tribute. And the head acolyte says he could probably manage something and get them bodies to their ship in the morning. And then the rum rollers depart back to Adune's decks for dinner and plan their next moves. Let's find out what happens this time. So, you guys would be waking up, but I think we're doing something else here. Where Franklin is visiting. I don't know
Reaching
exactly
out.
how you're playing this, so
Sure.
you gotta tell me what's going on.
Yeah, I can take over. I'm going to display in VTTs and read. In the other game, Franklin casts Dream at the end of his day. He curses to himself that the Admiral did not reach out to hold his hand during the one shot because he wanted to steal some of her blood, but she did not let him. So this is not as strong as he wanted. Admiral, describe for me your life, like a joyous, innocent like moment in your life before all of this. And
So
you are in
when
that moment in your dream.
oh, okay, yeah. So when Mime was a small, tiny child, right, and grew up very happy, like in a small little village, like parents that were just like farmers, right? Would run around and go out in the little garden next to the house and help the farmer or help their parents, in the garden. And it was a whole lot of fun, filling the basket with all the produce that was growing from the plants in the garden, bringing it inside, and like washing it and helping to cut it up or like help the parents prepare meals, right? So
Mhm.
growing food, gathering food, preparing food, eating food when they're very small, all very happy memories.
Excellent. During this memory, you see forms uh, all around you, and you'll go through a series of memories as you're aging, and these kind of amorphous, dark, shadowy forms watch you. They speak to each other. They point. Eventually, one reaches out, touches you on the forehead, and a burning mark or a mark appears there and then disappears. The scene backs out again, and now you hear instead the roar of a crowd, ecstatic, exuberant. Um, you smell the sense of dirt, blood, and sweat as you now see from the perspective of a stranger the same coliseum that we fight in during Eurythmic Veracity. And this person, you feel their terror and fear, holding their hands up, backing away, saying, I don't want this. I don't want to hurt anyone, before they are tackled to the ground and you experience death as another contestant kills them. And then it switches perspective to someone in the crowd. All you see around you, well-dressed people, clearly out for a good time. Their skin, luminous gold. These are the gods. You see them pointing. You see them talking with little cards to determine who will win and who will die. They're placing bets. They joke with each other. Some don't pay attention. This is a sporting event for them. You see yourself then ripped out of a moment in your own life and dropped into the arena, but from the perspective of like a third-hand person. The first time that you were here, and you see yourself fight. You see yourself either kill or die. I can't remember exactly what happened in the first one, where you actually did something like that. And then sitting next to you
I don't think Mime
is...
ever participated, if I remember correctly.
Oh,
I think
okay.
Mame participated in the fighting, but
Oh
Mime
yeah.
refused to join in because it was an option. It wasn't it wasn't forced.
Yep, this is a dream, though.
Oh, I understand. I understand where you're going. I'm not.
Yeah. And so then sitting next to you in the stands is someone that you do recognize. Franklin, pre all of everything that had happened, dressed as a young child or like a Boy Scout, with a chain around his neck, his hands and his feet. He kind of looks down at the crowd and then over to you. He says, I know you don't like me. I didn't choose any of this. Neither did you. They did. I don't know if we could find common ground, but no, they chose us to kill each other. They're pitting you versus me. And they want to just see what fucking happens. They don't care. I had to reach out, at least try, and see if we couldn't find some sort of agreement. I don't want to be your enemy. I don't want to have to try to kill you and your friends. I don't want to do bad things. And he holds a book closely to him. But they're making me. So, Admiral, where do your values lie? I, if given the choice, would kill all of these responsible and free everyone. You were ripped from your home just like just like all of us were. The only reason we're on opposing teams is because they put us there. And he sits back.
Waiting for
Yeah,
Mime's
seeing if she'll
response.
respond.
I feel like Mime. Does Mime remember?
Remembers everything.
Remembers everything. So remembers Secret Invasion,
Oh yeah,
not
Mime
the thing.
Mime's
Legally distinct.
gotten the full download after sitting at the table. So technically, and I hate to throw a wrench in your situation here, Matt,
It's not a wrench.
because you were sitting at the table, you're even as Mime aware of Olivia's perspective now. It's like a constant stream of background information that Mime is able to tap into, basically.
I wasn't gonna touch that yet. That seems like a whole other like storyline, but I was just dealing with what's here in the world that we find ourselves in.
I feel like Mime is just gonna kind of look at Franklin after he said all that and just like shoot him some finger guns. Right? Mime is just like
Insight?
a humble cleric. Like gods, I don't know. I don't even know how I became admiral. Like I don't know what's going on. I don't know what you want me to do about it. I don't like have a ship. I don't know. I keep my ship happy. I try to make
Mime.
sure the people in the party don't, do too many dumb things. Even though I do dumb things sometimes. Like you're
We
like
don't want
controlling
greatness thrust
things.
upon us, Admiral. We don't want greatness thrust upon us. At difficult times, you have to do what you have to do. If you continue on your path, you're either going to have to run away from the problems that you're going to face very soon, or you're going to have to step up on a whole other level. I know. It's hard. Change is hard. It's okay.
This is the point where I don't really understand what you want me to do.
All I want is for us to have an understanding that for now, I'm not going to do anything negative to you and your friends, and you're not going to do negative to me and my friends. More specifically, me and my friends are trapped in hell right now. We're trying to get out. Maybe just like don't close the portal till we do. That would be chill.
I don't know where a portal to hell is.
Yes, you do. Don't lie.
You would know. I know you might not remember, but it's in the fissure is something I've mentioned before, but it may not have trickled
There's a
down.
portal to hell in the fissure? Didn't we
Yeah.
flood that shit?
Yeah. But there was
That's
also
a new one, right?
a professional necromancy cult there working on it, and flooding it didn't ultimately, like, all of the water went somewhere, but it didn't fill up. That was because you like created water to a point that you drowned
Yeah,
a
like an
bunch
ocean of water. Yeah.
drowned a bunch of people, but then it hit the lava and turned a lot of it turned to steam, and some of it went down some of the holes of the caverns that were based around it as well. So it dissipated. It didn't fill it, if that makes sense when we did that. But you would know that only that there's a a portal in the fissure because of what's been happening with Mame down in the levels of hell. That I actually thinking about that now because I don't remember if I've explained that explicitly. It was just implied because it timed perfectly with the time that you guys were trying to get into hell, and the gates that were standing there that you guys hadn't opened, but you opened the first door to hell, if you recall, and then went through um uh the interstitial space. You went through the shadow realm to sneak around, but the gates themselves were packed with enemies. So at that time, Eurythmic Veracity happening again, it coincided with you guys leaving another doorway out of hell basically open. They found it and unlocked their gate. So first level of hell seal has been busted by the inhabitants of that level. That's how the fissure came to be.
Ah.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, I don't know how I would seal a whole fissure. Still don't know what you want me to do.
For now, just promise you won't actively try to harm us. And maybe one day we could sit down in a neutral location, figure out something more. I wanted to gauge the waters before we made a break for it. And yeah. It's nice. In here, I can't hear him. It's a dream. And then it fades.
May's just gonna like nod and give me more finger guns and look around.
Yeah. And then
A
it'll.
little uncomfortable, right? Mime remembers a lot of things about Franklin, makes Mime very uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. I'll do whatever I have to do. But if I don't have
More
to do
finger guns.
it. Alright. That was it.
Okay.
You had a
So-
successful dream and I did not attack you. Nice.
Yeah, and it you benefits from the
She
long
gets a long
rest.
rest, yeah.
Yeah. So
Ooh.
everyone else is waking up.
If you were negative, I was gonna start restricting your ability to sleep until you did, or until you talked to me. But
Yeah. Everyone else.
I'm shutting up.
Oh no, you're good. I'm looking for because I thought I'd had Mime here, but I guess I don't have Mime's token here. Thought it was here. Guys are all waking up in the crew corridors of Adune. Otherwise, so let's start with Grand Am. You're coming from probably, anyways, waking up in what looks like a storage room. And there are barrels around you. There's sloppily written on the wall, Nep's Barrel Fort, along with a bunch of crates.
Were we all just sleeping on the floor?
I don't know where. I was going to ask you guys where you were sleeping, but Grandam specifically was not here last session, so you're coming through
see.
the hum closet, which, as you would probably open the door, you would see sloppily written on the outside of the door, "Come closet."
I see it.
Frog with a huge grin on his face. Just a shit-eating grin. Nice.
Also, Mime would be in there too, because you weren't here last session, and that's where I'm just trying to get your character over 1 second here.
Note to self, don't miss a session. I'm happy to only know this side of that door.
Yeah, so here we go. turn the vision on. Save. Make sure that everyone's vision's in the right place. So, doing anything particular there, Grand Dam, or want to go over to someone else? I don't know if you're speaking and you're on mute or.
I'm muted. Fuck me. All right.
Oh no.
Sad.
So I'm just waking up in a fort outside of the cum closet?
No,
Or is
inside
this
of the cum
inside?
closet. Yeah, it was inside the cum closet. So I was describing what you would probably experience as you're waking up and moving outside of the barrel fort. But
Grandam has questions. Grandam is not certain he wants answers.
you look back over your shoulder and see Mime.
Grandam is then going to
Admiral
take,
Mime.
like, how is it painted on there? Like,
Just
the name
gonna
of the
wave.
closet? How is the name of the closet painted on there?
It looks like it's just
Do you see it from the inside?
no.
He said I went out.
Yeah, I assumed you would probably try to get your bearings and be like, where the hell? And see the only door that led out, and peek out at, and it's like sloppily written on the outside of the door with like white paint. We'll go with that.
I was
And-
imagining it a little bit
Mm.
dusty.
Need a UV
attacking
light
us.
to see it.
White paint, quote unquote.
And I cast illusory script to finish what Grandam thinks it should be finished as.
Sure.
He's
I'm
going
not sure
to
if that was a pun or not, but
Comfortable.
Yeah, no, he's going to yeah, sort of. CUMFORT all caps dash ubble. Since there's a fort inside.
Text between the words like slants up and over the word closet.
Didn't quite fit.
Yeah.
After completing that, he's going to nod approvingly and then go find like whatever the hell's going on.
okay.
I don't think I was in the last game either, was I?
You were.
Or have we? Okay.
That was the eyes. When you got your eyes.
Oh,
So you were
got it.
definitely there. Zenith's
I see.
Is it me or did the text just duplicate on the map?
I did it. You could do it too. I was just going to fill it in.
I see.
Is Mime
Mm.
following Grandam out of the closet, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys both walk out and see probably first thing that catches your eyes are the vibrating stack of pillows and the snoring Rarlsons. I don't know where Kiro or Nimue would sleep, but you could tell me at this time if you wanted to choose some of the...
Nimue would have 100% asked if there was an empty room.
Oh, of course, dearie. If you just go to the right down the hallway there's 4 rooms that are all empty there. Over, and she pulls a hand out and waves you down that direction.
Does this one have a second room behind it?
Yes. There's a bath in this particular room.
This is Nimue's room.
Okay.
Why, thank you.
You
This,
should
this
be
will do
able
nicely.
to like use the text tool if you wanted to put your name there too.
Yes. Okay.
My pleasure. I just hope that you'll find it a comfortable room.
I would agree. Okay, how do I work this?
How about you,
That
Kiro?
work?
Kiro, probably after waking up, is currently on the deck near the mast, just sharpening his swords.
Okay. Where were you sleeping though? Was the question.
He probably in it, like probably borrowed one of the vibrating pillows and just kind of laid it up in the corner.
Oh, okay. So he's sleeping kind of in the pillow fort with Rarl,
Yes.
probably.
We attempt to bring him into our huddle sometime in the middle of the night. Not in a weird way, just in like a bunch of cats shifting over to like lay on top of you.
He'd probably be like, no different
Warm.
than being in the rookery, so it's fine.
So that's what the scene you walk out on then, Grandam and Mime. Is Kiro laid under the many forms of Rarl, as if they're trying to absorb his heat, even though he's cold-blooded. I believe.
Oh no, he's warm. He's warm.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure exactly how that one worked out for you.
Yeah, the human half
When are we gonna
allows him to be
explode?
warm.
So when are we going to explode the zombies?
Soon,
Don't
That's the
know.
plan.
as he's nudging the Rorson the backsies. Come on now, let me up.
We roll over, let you part, and then start to sleepily wake up and go through our morning routines of them feeding me and dressing me and cleaning me.
Would everyone like breakfast?
Oh my god, yes.
What was that?
Edune, in your head, I was just asking if everyone would like breakfast.
Count me in. What teas do you have? Any biscuits?
I think we've got some biscuits that were delivered with Sir Ferris. He'd given it in the regular provisions.
Lovely.
There are some basic teas, I believe, as well. Some blacks, some greens.
Do you have an Earl Grey?
Oh, I don't know about that one. I could probably mix a black and a green and get something in between.
I'll take a black. That's fine. Thank you.
Okay. You hear some scuttling under the deck. Sounds like a bunch of rattling of pots and pans. And how about Captain Mime? Do you have any requests for the morning break?
Oh yeah, always. I also think it's funny there's two of me.
Where's the second one? Oh, gosh darn it. I thought there was only one. I was looking for the one for so long.
Okay, sec.
Yeah, I was over here.
Oh, in the back of the I got it. I see you now.
Zeph. I'm assuming we read this note. We did.
Yeah.
Um.
You might get some recollections, though, that does still have some boon water in it from the never-ending pitcher, I believe, that she left behind.
Ooh. That's good. I think I have a flask of boon water somewhere. Still. Yeah. Yes, please. Oatmeal. Oatmeal would be great. Some raisins and walnuts.
I think I can do some other nuts. I'm not sure what a walnut is, but I can do some hackfleisch nuts. They're pretty meaty.
That would be lovely.
Okay. That shouldn't be just a moment. Here's some more tossing and
Imagine this is like as the DNA is working. It's just that the like flute thing that the Oompa Loompas play.
You mean their song or what? What?
Yeah, so there's like that flute they play. I'll find it.
As,
Anyway.
I'll have to listen to that one. While you guys are waiting for your meal, probably went out onto deck. You said, Kiro, and we're sharpening your blade. Or
Yep.
Okay. Is everyone else just staring at each other awkwardly, sitting at the table?
I'm being
Roy is
fed.
daintily eating her food, but she's very focused on it.
Oh, there isn't food yet.
Oh.
That's
okay.
why I was like, is everyone just staring at each other awkwardly?
So, how is non-existence? Good, good.
Who is this directed at?
Actually,
The two ones who just came out of the
Grandam and
comm
Mime?
closet.
Oh, okay.
now that I think about it too, I'm not sure if this is the first time or if this is the first time that I'm thinking about it, but after coming out of non-existence now, you had a little bit more you didn't have a sense of time, but you had a sense of a small minute sense of self during that non-existence. But it persisted in the form of Olivia and the day-to-day task that you've usually been doing.
Just your regular life.
Oh boy.
That's
Yep.
great.
For me, May.
Indoor plumbing. God, we need that. Jesus.
Yeah, fair. There's definitely a lack of farming and gardening in my current life, so.
But yeah, guess you guys are otherwise just staring at each other, waiting for food. Chitsia probably
Welcome.
pops her head up from your pocket at the sound of food being served as the deck opens up and hands start piling stuff up with a bowls for everyone that are primly arrayed into these artful displays of dried fruits that have been rehydrated with hot water, as well as a bit of what you guys suspect is not cow's milk, but some other delicious smelling milk in it, and some other nuts that were mentioned that look almost like strips of meat that have been laid atop the bowl.
Nice.
All right.
Grandam, your rat is very sexy looking. Thick thighs.
It just goes food to Grandam. Possibly on mute again.
Be like chicken wings.
Jake, are you on mute?
It might be.
Or a step
Anyway, what
away.
do we want to do today? We have to stop a war. Probably talk to the queen. That's what we should do. Now that the admiral's here. Admiral?
Yeah, probably the queen. Do owe her a visit, but don't.
So is the Queen supporting us in our efforts against the PNC?
Sort of.
I don't know if the
Her
queen knows
city.
about the PNC.
She does now, for sure.
Yeah, she must know about the army at her gates.
You'd be surprised. That queen is very good at balancing work and pleasure.
True.
But her people are facing starvation. I can only assume there's a siege and goods cannot come in.
What are you talking about? Why can't they just eat cake?
I mean, well, cake
there's
is
a port,
delicious.
right?
It's not nutritionally complete.
Has a point.
Pound cake? Fruit cake.
The historian in me absolutely loved that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We do need chimes in. We're currently sitting in the port.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not under siege.
Oh, the army has no ships?
No, I think they're in the stay of leave because we got here and they were like, "Oh, you're one of us, the PNC. You've taken over the city, right?" And then we lied to them, saying we did take over
Oh.
the city, but we didn't take over the city. So when they have to go talk to the queen, tell her about that, and then figure out what
Okay.
to do next.
So we're playing
Think
both
that's the
sides, but
thing.
ultimately choosing the side of the queen.
She is our primary
Depends on if
partner.
he holds up this dragon breath deal, right? We haven't delivered the dragon breath yet.
They have been delivered, unloaded, and we have gotten, and I pull over the paperwork and hand it over, all of the paperwork signed, as well as the sack. I think it's a sack or a table. I don't know.
It's a
That
sack.
a sack that all of the
Should
money
be.
that we will begin making will come out, and I turn it upside down to see if anything came out.
I think I put it in someone's inventory with stuff in it. Who was it? I don't remember.
Zach?
Yeah, is it in your inventory? It probably is.
Sheaf press. Shark
And, like, the
leather
real
tandem
inventory, not like just
straps.
my ongoing list of notes of things that I've gotten.
Yes, correct. Your actual inventory. It's an item that I created. Look at that list because I have no idea how to interpret that either.
Yeah, we should also try to buy some
Ooh,
things today.
Ebullition rod?
No.
Oh, I have a bubble wand?
Yeah, bud.
Oh, that's right.
That's how you
I
get
forgot
people
about
in and
that.
out of the ship in a bottle, which
the
Dooney's no
bottle.
longer in. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm,
1% profit, Dragon's Breath Cure.
There it is. Wait, maybe not.
Oh yeah, this bag has an interior space considerably larger than its outside dimensions.
There you go. You got it.
Oh no. Rural is never allowed to read this.
what does it say? What is it? He gets
You're
really
not
big
allowed to
eyes.
know.
I must read it. Give me. It's good, right? It's so good.
Oh, the bag combo has a current stone charm marker attached to it depicting the numeric share of profits related to the negotiated deal you made. An accountant at the end of the day in an undisclosed location deposits the earnings of your specific bag. Retrieving the funds from the bag requires a utilize action. So at the end of the day, it will populate.
Which
I love the image of Raoul just like turning it upside down and shaking it and like looking under the bag to see if anything fell out.
nothing
What
would
the
really
fuck is this?
would come out.
Yeah.
But yeah, you looking in it, we may do see a realized profit in there, matching up with a numeric value that you recall, and it's actually I put it. Where did I? How did I? Yeah, you can see it there. It's cost. So its cost will continue to go up because I can customize the value
good.
of it. Right now, that is what is in the bag, though.
We have 1,000 gold pieces, guys.
In one day.
We're rich.
As well as I believe there we still have the 10,000 gold that needs to be returned to the pink plush pig. I think was the gold that I was given that you guys found as a treasure on Shandar's island. Adune explaining.
Athena, I'm glad you're good at remembering things. Well, personally, I would like to forget all the money we owe the Pink Plush Plague.
I think it was mainly interesting because there's a coin that a giant coin that you were trying to get back.
Mm-hmm. That one. It's and I gesture to the others with my gauntlets. One of those items like that can create something like this. It's like a super item. So, its value is pretty good.
Okay, so what do we want to do first, gang?
Probably talk to the queen.
Okie dokie to the queen. After breakfast.
After breakfast.
Um,
Of course. So
you
if
guys,
this
go ahead.
so if this group owes 10,000 gold, do we have
Mhm.
a positive net worth? Is how much debt do we have?
Oh, yeah, it's all
Are
right.
we in
I
trouble
turned
here?
back to the Admiral. No, we're not. Admiral, in addition, I'm pretty sure we now own a skyport here in the city, or like a something
We
like that.
own a skyport.
Yeah, remember
Oh.
we got the additional 10,000 things of Dragon's Breath for like the date with the Queen?
No, please remind me.
Well, we promised the dragon a date with the Queen if they would get the Dragon's Breaths. She agreed.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it she purchased from us, but in doing so, she traded it for like a whole district of the city or like a base. And I pointed like this: the only like skyport around that's being constructed, that's ours.
And I've been debating exactly how and or where those are, but here, just let me plop you guys real quick. Since this is
Yeah. So what? Because Adune flies. Have Adune? Are you flying yet?
I was told by Ferris that it would take a few days at least for that, but I think we were waiting until today to contact him to start those processes. Mainly too because I wouldn't be accessible to you all, and you guys needed to sleep.
Oh, well, it was very nice of you. Okay.
So
The skyport is ours. Adune can use it because Adune can fly. To be verified shortly. Yeah, I guess we should go talk to the queen and offer her our services as far as, helping her city be not under siege.
Oh, we already did that.
Hmm?
Yeah, we already we already told the queen we would handle the debt problem.
The death
Now we
problem?
just have to go handle the PNC.
I think
Oh,
I think what you're talking about, Kuro, is when you guys first got to town and she told you about the problem, but you guys haven't gone and talked to her after that. Is what?
Yeah, we didn't talk to her afterward. Yeah,
yeah, she needs an update.
yeah.
Okay. But
You're the
yeah,
queen.
just for your reference too, you kind of see like being constructed. There's probably 3 towers in total along the walls of the outer walls of the city that seem to be these ports that are being constructed, and one's farther along than the rest that's closest to the current port and is looking near to finishing. It's got a roof on it and such, and it just seems to be there's some openings, and there's one ship that's floating around the top above the city. It seems like keeping guard on the surrounding area and docking there every so often. But you guys get off the decks of Adune and are firstly greeted by a dock worker who one sees you, Mime, and scurries away as quickly as possible back to their work, and then another sees that one and just kind of bows his head to you guys, rumblers. I've distributed the funds as you requested to the families and to the banished individual, but I'm glad to see that he's back to work. We always needed another hand. Could you please, in the future, just not banish any of our dock workers? Be greatly appreciated for our overall production rates.
I'm gonna shoot some finger gun and say, "Don't ask me questions. I won't banish your dock workers."
Duly
And leave and just walk past.
duly noted. Duly noted. He says with a bead of sweat that he wipes away.
As
What did this poor soul inquire
So,
about?
so
as Kuro passes by the dock worker, he hands him 5 silver and goes, "For any mental distress."
Pain and suffering.
Listen, I already gave him a real handsome tip. I forget what I tried to pay him to let us pass, and he didn't want it, so he got banished.
Yeah.
I think I gave that. Maybe I didn't give him any
for-
money. I thought I did.
No,
And then-
he
and then
asked
and-
for like a silver or something, and then you banished him.
and then Kuro goes, "If you have any further questions or comments for the Admiral, please just direct them to me, and I will bring them up to the Admiral."
Oh, also duly noted.
I would hate for more of your workers to have it on a very interesting adventure again.
He just says under.
It was a minute back to their plane of origin. They're fine.
She says under your breath, leaving. Yeah, I think I'll be giving all of the silver to his family because they thought he was dead. But thank you.
It is no problem.
You guys walk off the docks. Start walking back to the city, or recall.
Call a
that you
cab.
Have the cards.
Raro pulls out
Yeah, call
his
cab.
sheath and we call a cab.
And you get a carriage that zooms up in front of you with a couple horses, and he goes, "Whoa! Looks like we got a bigger crew here. I bet I can." And he just like turns a knob on the side of the carriage, and you see it extend one more cab. There we go.
Fuck yeah.
Um,
Industry.
Fascinating.
So,
Pull out a sketchbook and start sketching.
Oh yeah.
where are we headed to?
Queen?
Queen.
And Kuro kind of looks at the bug.
Uh,
Kuro looks at the buggy and goes, looks at his wings, looks at the buggy. "I'll meet you there." And then flies off to the palace.
To the Queen!
Okay, I can do that. And he just looks down at the rest of you. 1, 2, is all 4 of the Rarls there? Rarlsons?
Yes.
Okay, so
They deserve to go out sometimes too.
yep. 6, 7. Okay. Well, I can manage that. It would be though and I can do a deal of a single gold. That could get you there in. He looks at the sun. Oh well, you might not want to disturb her yet though, unless you're bringing some sort of hangover cure with you. Just let you know, last night's parties were pretty crazy in the city. After the god captains alerted the queen that we weren't under attack yet.
Boy, it would be very easy to trick the queen into lowering her guards, I guess.
I guess if you were into that sort of thing, but
Not into it. I don't want to. I'm on the queen's side. I'm just saying.
yeah, I don't think her advisors would make it as easy as what you think. But she does like to party.
You know what the best hangover cure is? Mama's gonna like lean over to Marl. Be like, Mime's gonna lean over to Marl. You know what the best hangover cure is?
What is it? Tell me.
Ramen. Steaming
Ramen.
bowl of ramen noodles. Yeah.
What is ramen?
Maybe we should take Queen a nice hot bowl of warm noodle soup.
Noodle soup. I've never heard of ramen, but noodle soup, we could do that. Maybe Adune knows.
Yeah. So Mime's gonna run back to Adune and like lean over the railing and be like, Adune, could you make me a bowl of hot noodle soup
You see one of
with
her.
half of a soft boiled egg in it?
You see one of her hands fold off of the side of the ship and points to you and goes, "You're a bowl of hot noodle soup."
Uh,
I I actually don't think we have any noodles on board. It wasn't in the regular provisions. They were sorely
Okay.
lacking in something.
Find some in town.
Okay. Um,
You need anything, Adune, while we're in
any
town?
anything you bring me back would be great. I'm pretty okay now. But if you wouldn't mind letting Ferris know that I'm ready for my transition.
We'll be back. And like pat the side of the railing and run back to the rest of the group.
I'm guessing you go to the cab driver and ask him where the best bowl of noodles are. Did I hear a yep or? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, cab driver. Where's the best place that sells noodles?
Oh, well, you've got to. You've probably, probably looking for a place that's back alley. At least for your money's worth. You're probably wanting to go to Grandma Sue's. She's got a hearty broth that's been brewing for like 3 generations unmarred.
Perfect. All right, gang, let's go get noodles, and then we'll see the queen.
Okay.
And so Mime, god damn it, Mime's gonna like take one of these golds and like flip it, like toss it over to the cab driver, and just like climb into the cab and sit down.
If we're making a stop at the noodle shop, I will take the second payment of just a bowl of noodles for myself, if that's all right.
Yeah, noodles for everybody.
Awesome. And you just hear him, all right, everyone in? And assuming Kira's the last in, shuts the door.
Hero's
Or no.
fine.
I don't know who's the last in then.
Does anybody else even get in the carriage? Is it just me?
Look at him. We
Doesn't-
yowl the entire time. The whole way. This is terrible. Why would anyone
You
do
also
this?
climb all over the carriage.
Yeah.
You can't sit still. You have to like keep moving around the carriage.
I'm back, guys. Sorry.
Kiro just flew off towards the queen, opting out of the carriage door that is open in front of you, with Nimue and yourself standing outside of it, looking inside to go get some noodles and go to the queen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know if I needed to vocalize that I was getting in the carriage.
Yeah, that's what we were asking.
Okay, yes. Nimue gracefully steps up and wraps her skirts around her, tucks them in.
With the yowling cats behind you.
Yes. How large are these cats? Are humanoid size, right? All of them?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So they're all bipedal humanoids.
Mhm.
Tabaxi. Okay.
While Kiro's flying, he's gonna look for a guard, just a city guard.
Well, it wouldn't take him long because you get up to the wall and crest it as you're flying over it, and it's lined with guards. One of them starts to aim one of their crossbows at you.
He lands pretty much right next, right in front of him. Excuse me.
And then, that was fairly rude. I appreciate that you're talking, though. It means you're not undead. And he kind of lowers the crossbow a little bit, and he goes, "Yes."
Kiro hears the word undead. He's like, ugh. He spits to the side. Wretched things. I was wondering if you could help me.
Well, the first thing I'm going to help you with is that if you're going to be flying around the city, I'd watch trying to do that in front of our walls. We're all pretty much on high alert here. You could get shot.
I will keep that in mind. I'll fly a little lower to make it not so scary.
The best thing to do would be to alert, and I could do it for I could do it for a copper that my guard captains know to pass the word of your presence and you're flying around. But
Oh,
you understand it's usually a monthly fee of some sort that we don't shoot you because it's a security risk if we
A
weren't.
mafia.
oh. Well, if that is the case, Kuro reaches in his pouch, puts a silver in his hand. I hope that is enough for everyone.
Oh, that should do it. I'll pass it down the line.
Ah,
So,
that's
what is it that you were looking for, information wise?
um, where is your? I'm trying to think of what word people here would use for it. Um, where you take your dead or funeral? Your temple to the god of death.
Ah, well, seeing that the lady is usually, as in the queen, is usually indisposed for such things. She doesn't have much in the way of ceremony. She gets the job done and then parties hard. Those are her. She pretty much. We appreciate that about her, though. But
Ah,
all of such things are left to the acolytes and the southerly isles, um, and
ah,
we do a lot of sea burials.
ah. My apologies. I thought you would probably bury your dead. I did not understand your customs. My apologies. So,
That's all right. I know everywhere's different. We've grown up on these cliffs, though, and the hard rock beneath us doesn't leave much room for anything else other than buildings. And
mm,
we would much like more buildings than that. Other things. Also, we're orcs, so the dead have no longer use for space.
mm.
So we don't really. He kind of looks a little awkward and he scratches his neck. He's holding the crossbow with his offhand and goes, "Is there anything else? Some very personal questions."
Oh, my apologies. I am a ferryman, and I wish to pay my respects at the local temple before I go and
Ah,
have audience.
oh, okay. Well, then that would be yes, the Zenith's altar. She's the goddess of knowledge. We generally do most of our praying and quiet hours on that isle there.
Hmm. You pray to death from a goddess of knowledge? Huh.
Yes, she knows
Fascinating.
all.
Fascinating. Well, I will take no more of your time. Good job watching the skies. And Kira just kind of like stands up and just kind of like falls backwards and opens his wings and flies to the temple that he remembers going to with Roral and Cat.
Nimue.
Oh, and Nimue, yes.
Yes.
No cat. But anyhow, you're getting in the carriage or not, Grandam?
Yeah, I didn't even know
Oh,
there
okay.
was a carriage.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to explain right when you got back there. Was the
It sounded like you were
carriage?
talking to somebody else. Okay.
Nope.
Um.
No, that was you.
Yeah, I guess I'll get in the carriage. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just going to follow along, I guess.
Zoned
Your
out.
Majesty the
Zones
Queen.
back in. Goes, oh, carriage. Wanders in to the yelling cats. You yelling the whole way, and you feel the carriage telltale signs that it's taking off as the door closes behind you, with a across the galloping hooves as they go faster, and but then utter silence, and the carriage is perfectly still, and then the next thing you know, um, there's a bit of a compression and a release, and the hoof sounds pick back up with the wheels rolling on the carriage again and rocking you, as you hear a knock on the outside of the carriage. We're at Grandma Sue's.
Grandmothers.
We bail out as soon as possible.
So, what type of noodles are in the soup? Is it a variety? Is it one specific type?
Well, I think you're better off asking Grandma Sue. Just gestures to the door that just says, a sign hanging over it that's kind of flapping in the breeze a little bit that says,
I'm confused.
Grandma Sue.
Why are we
What-
getting grandma soup?
Grandma
Miss-
Sue's nudes.
Mimes. Yeah, Mimes is gonna look around the carriage and be like, I can't believe you guys are complaining. Let's get some noodles and just like leave the carriage and go immediately walk in and order just whatever. If there's like an item of the day, I'm assuming the menu is. I guess I should stop and let you explain what Grandma Sue's.
Yeah, I was just making sure
drink
everyone
like.
was getting out before I got there.
Are we? What kind of place? Like, what kind of area of town are we in?
Full theater of mind here. I've never made a Grandma Sue's, so if you're looking at the map, you're definitely in the outer ring right now. Actually, probably the second ring, honestly, where the red roofs are. And it's called the Red Ring, and all the roofs around you are red, and they stand out because everything else is a cold stone, um, and bits of grass, but it's all cliff, and cliff and plateau. So each houses are even individually sometimes located slightly higher than the one next to it, just because of the hard rock that is the bedrock of the town.
And does
and
this
Grandma
feel
Stu's-
like? Oh, sorry.
You're right.
Does this feel like a middle class merchant district? Is this a
It's-
shady area?
Like an upper class merchant district, and it is though looking like a small back alley of that area. So even though the streets are well kept and cleaned, Grandma Sue's is at elevational level that you're standing on, but it seems to be crammed in between these two larger houses, and the door is the only opening into the space. There aren't any windows or anything either. So, assuming Mime, you were saying that you march up to the door, open it, you hear this softest chime on the other side as you open, and you see an elderly woman stirring a pot with what looks like bones and other things floating atop it. And she just looks up and goes, "How many?"
Mimes is just gonna take this huge, biggest possible inhale. She's gonna take the deepest breath anybody has ever witnessed. And just this like look of just pure joy is gonna go across Mime's face and just be like, everything you have.
She just looks down at the pot. I have to leave something in there. This pot's been stirred for 3 generations. I'm the fourth, actually, I guess. But I can't
We
leave
should
no
order
soup in
some.
there.
Okay. Let me amend that. Everything you're willing to part
Oh,
with.
okay.
And I'm just gonna like take 5 gold coins out and give them to her.
Well, for 5 gold coins, I could give you. She just kind of looks around at her stuff and what she's going. I guess everything that I've got prepared besides all of the broth. The broth is the most expensive part of the soup, anyhow. But you will be getting it. It's just not all of this. And you're looking at the pot she's talking about, and the thing she's standing on is like a small ladder that's going up to a pot that's taking up most of the back of the room that she's stirring. And she gets down feebly off the ladder and just goes over to the front of it, and the spoon keeps stirring somehow on its own as she gets down. It almost looks like it's just residual momentum, though, because it's starting to slow as she gets down to the front of the pot where there's a spigot, and she takes a bowl, and then there's a pot of boiling water that she takes. It looks like a strainer of sorts with some noodles that she scoops out of another pail, dunks it in the water for a couple seconds, and then plops it in a bowl, and then takes another scoop of what looks like all sorts of vegetables and seasonings and such, and just scoops it right into the top of the bowl and hands it to you. I can give you this one just for now, but do you want all the others to go, I guess? It's gonna take me a bit.
I'm gonna look behind me at everybody, and I'm gonna be like, who wants noodles now?
Hands up. 4.
Nimue raises a hand
Four
next
from
to her
Laurel
shoulder.
Springs. 5.
We should have her order some for Adune, and we like if we did a batch order, and then we could have noodles on the ship.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought
Yeah,
about
so that's
franchising? This
6.
is delicious.
Yeah, you're getting if you're
So wait,
tasting it.
6. Is it 6 orders we want for right now? And
Smells delicious.
I don't know how many she's gonna give us in
Does
total.
Aduna have frozen
But yeah,
storage?
I want 6 for.
I have no idea.
Or at least cold storage?
Dune is magical and can preserve things.
Excellent. Fill her up.
Yes, I guess I should turn around and be like 6 for now, and the rest for to go. You are correct. In whatever containers. They don't have to be individual portions.
Okay, I'll separate. What I'll do is I'll separate out each individual parts because you don't want to start adding them together. The noodles will blow. They'll just be gross. So you just wanna take. You're gonna have a container of broth, container of noodles, container of seeds and stuff. And I think.
Yes, please. Then I can add as many noodles as I want.
All right, and she's saying this as she's serving you out the bowls that were requested for now, and then she just walks over into a back room, comes back out with like a couple lids, and just puts it on top of the containers that she was serving out of, and then picks it up and she sets it down on the table. Careful, they're hot still, and it just walks back over to the pot to keep stirring it. And yeah, I did miss a description there, didn't I? So the noodles, and then the vegetables on top, and then she went over to the pot and opened the spigot with the hot broth that just pours out on top of it. And there's this hearty smell of underlying spice, but overly rich, juicy, kind of with an undertone of earth to it and funk. Umami, if you will.
So how many servings in total did we get?
You can see that this would easily feed you guys for like a month.
Perfect. We're gonna have to share some with the queen, but I definitely want leftovers.
So, have we been served? Do we have the food?
Yep.
Yeah. Nimue is tucking herself in a chair, napkin on her lap, and just silently eating, completely focused. No one else exists. Or we
Yeah, Mime is like taking their time and like slowly savoring every bite. It's just like, yes, yes.
We're feeding each other in a circle.
As you guys I don't like that. Oh, let's go over here. Or eating, you're feeling not only the sense of warming. I'd actually think that cats, as well as tabaxi, would be similar in their atomical makeup. Can't taste spice, if I remember correctly.
I believe
I
so.
do not know.
I mean, correct. Like, I don't think they can.
But they can taste protein. I'm assuming there's some sort of meat. In
Oh
them,
yeah,
okay.
they're enjoying the heck out of the tasty meat that was
Can't taste sweet. I don't know about spice.
first thing that comes up
Oh,
is
weird.
cats cannot taste spice when I googled it. I knew chickens couldn't for sure, but I was trying to remember cats. So yeah, I don't think you get the spicy effect, but everybody else, you're getting this underlying warmth that starts to bring a sweat to each of your brows. Yeah. You're also feeling like you could just down this entire bowl as you keep eating it with gusto, to the point where you would feel like you're drowning, but maybe you wouldn't drown anymore. You don't know. You got a weird sense going on. It's pleasant.
Nimue accidentally slurps up a long noodle. She's very embarrassed. She's never had noodles this long before. She kind of looks around to see if anyone noticed, hoping they didn't.
I'm gonna see if I did. I have a passive perception of 15.
Passive perception of
Okay,
15
okay.
for-
What's my DC check on this?
What was it now that you're checking for though?
I
I'm
slurped a
missing it.
noodle and I'm hoping no one noticed.
Oh, I see. So you would your check would have to be performance then, because you're not being stealthy. You're eating
Yeah.
along with everyone else.
Okay, okay. Do. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, sounds like unless anyone had a passive perception of a 19, no one noticed, and you're
Nailed it.
You're wiping the bits off the side of your
Yeah,
mouth.
one
before
finger
anyone...
one finger in a corner of my napkin. I'm dabbing my mouth.
There we go.
It promptly returns to my lap.
You're so fancy.
Why, thank you. I like to think
So-
I was raised right.
Yeah, you're lucky. I have a passive insight of 22, but a passive perception of only 17.
Maybe you might have not have
Alright,
noticed the slurp, but you
how
noticed
are
my
we-
embarrassment, maybe.
Is Grand Dam
could play it like that.
Maybe.
feeding Cheetsia any of this?
Yeah, he is. Gotta keep her well fed.
So he
Dick.
kind of just keeps her on the boat because he doesn't want to risk her getting hurt if something happens.
And Adune would have probably, if that was the case, the situation that would have played out on the boat would have been, do you have like a cage for her? I don't mean to be rude, but
She's housebroken, boat broken.
Okay. I guess that's fine, but maybe I don't know what boat broken means. I've only ever seen what they've done to not being boat broken. What do you mean by boat broken? Is she gonna break me?
Oh no.
Starts to freak out a little bit.
You're
Console
1,000
her.
times her size. It'll be all right.
Yeah, but I don't want to just, throw your pet overboard if she frustrates me.
If she frustrates you, put like a little block of bread in the middle of my room. It'll be of the room or the fort or wherever I stay.
Okay.
She'll go to that. I like to talk to her like, just be nice to the boat.
Okay. Boat, be nice. So, what's nice to boats? What are boats like?
What do boats like? I assume they like water. Don't break water on them, though. Don't.
Oh, okay. I won't.
Looks like fish
I
friends.
won't piddle on the boat.
Here's like a towel for that.
Oh, okay. I can go on towel.
Yeah, a towel should be fine.
Okay. I
I don't have pets.
Huh?
Huh?
Bets?
Friends.
I don't know.
I don't have
Oh.
many friends.
I didn't know who you
Animal
were talking.
friends.
Oh, okay. I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna need to poo a lot too
That's fine.
on the towel.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you bring me back more cheese?
Okay, I have a big litter box.
When did
That's
you get
pretty-
that? I don't
That's
remember
very
that.
bad.
I assume I don't know where he shits, but
Everybody was
I
going
guess
over.
he could go like a regular person.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
He is anatomically humanoid, so never mind.
Cheese then?
Cheese has been very good for you.
Okay. Well, more food. I need
I'll
more
bring
food.
back food, promise.
The fruit was good from breakfast.
I'll bring you food.
The
And
fruit.
as he's thinking about it, he will take some of the noodles and put them in his pocket.
Okay. Some wet nudes in his pocket. Shit. And yeah. While you guys are finishing up your bowl, you see Grandma Sue going back after stirring up the soup again, going back into like what looks like a crack in between the wall and the pot, and then coming back out with some more ingredients that she starts preparing for the soup and noodles and everything.
So why are we getting noodles when the world is in danger?
Yeah, so I'm assuming at this point, Mime is done eating. I put their bowl down and be like, "Says you can't save the world on an empty stomach, and the queen will be much happier the less angry she is, and these will make her less angry."
Apparently, Her Majesty requires a hangover
So,
cure.
all right.
This was the
All
chosen.
right. So how are we getting these nudes into the carriage?
They're all packaged up. There are like 3 trays and a bucket of broth.
I'm gonna go out to the carriage driver. Be like, hey, good fellow. There's we purchased goods. How do we get them to the carriage?
Oh, if you look at the trunk, and he points to the back, it should be able to hold whatever goods you'd like. I could double its. Well, actually, it's. Yeah, I could carry it. It wouldn't be a problem. What about those noodles for me though?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go back in and get another bowl of noodles from Grandma Sue. Or yeah, I'm just gonna look at the carriage driver. Like, you didn't come inside. You used to come inside to eat.
Oh,
noodles.
fine. Just give me a second here, and you see him like stand up, adjust his hat, take the steps off the side of the carriage, turn back around, to go walk in, and then goes, "Oh wait!" And he turns back around again to the carriage, and pulls out another card, and you hear a bird trill, and the carriage miniaturizes, and he picks it up and puts it in his pocket.
Oh,
Fuck, dude.
that's
That's
nice.
sick.
Convenient. Does it do that when there's people inside?
Oh no, yeah, you wouldn't want to be in there when that happens.
But
Usually,
can you?
Instead of 97, 93, you know.
yeah,
I
it
would like to buy your car from you.
I've only got it on loan, so it's rather expensive. I don't know if you have like, I don't know, 40,000 gold laying around, but that's at least my loan's portion. And if you're gonna buy me out, you gotta give me enough to get another carriage or something here. So, and
Lovely.
a pretty profit. So I'd probably could part with it for 45,000 gold.
Okay, I'll consider. Guys, we could make a really big one
Outside,
and
get
then
yourself
shrink
some
it down.
nudes.
Very
He sits
easy.
down.
Yeah, go outside, get yourself some nudes, and then don't forget to put all of the extras that we bought into the trunk. And then whenever you're ready, we can go see the queen.
He sits down and slurps up the nudes faster than you've seen while you're still finishing up yours, Nimue, primly probably. You see
Yes.
him just like in your mind's eye.
Whoa, dude.
In your
Favor.
mind's eye, he
Favor the
just
flavor.
leans down and puts his lips to the broth and just sucks everything up without even using a utensil. Just
His bowl, correct? Not my bowl.
his
His
bowl.
bowl just
Okay,
had
okay.
one single really long noodle that he slurped the entire way up.
And
Is
then
Nimue
You know,
clearly
walk
the
up to
last
Grandma
one still
Sue.
eating?
probably.
Side-eyeing what has just occurred next to her, she kind of like sighs, takes 4 fingers, I'm imagining the thumbs and her middle fingers, and picks up the bowl and gently holds it to her lips and tries to drink it as fast as possible so she's not holding people up, but trying to maintain dignity. So she still is the last to finish, but she hurries it along.
And then the carriage driver just belches very loudly, like, my words escape me. Ah, shit, that was delicious.
Okay.
And just burps, just like again, as loudly as and thank you to the chef, basically. And then Grandma Sue just bows and goes, "Well, you just make sure to take care of your wife, there, Jim." And then she goes back to stirring.
Mima's gonna ask Grandma Sue for a single serve to go container, right? To like make a portion for the queen once we get to the castle or the palace or whatever. Just a container.
Okay. And she just slowly gets down the step ladder again and goes into the back and comes back out with like this I don't even know what. Oh, it'd probably just be like a waxed leather sack is probably what it'd be.
Nice wax sack.
Yeah.
Or like a ceramic pot or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Those cost a lot of money around here. Their craftsmen are very good. This is cheap. And she hands you the sack.
Oh, I suppose it's at the palace. Maybe I'll just like go get a bowl and bring it back out. And make
You mean I gotta put this back now?
No.
Okay. She just hands it to you and then waddles over to the
Okay. You never know. It'll be useful. I'll take it.
waddles.
All right. And with that, I'm gonna shoot Grandma Sue some finger guns and walk back outside.
And she just kind of does a nod and you're welcome back anytime. The next one's on me. Thanks for paying for all those ingredients. She sniffs and just pulls a side spoon out from her pocket and dips it in the broth to taste if she's getting the ratios still good as you guys are leaving. You hear her slurping loudly as you're closing the door and the chimes as you walk out.
All right. Perfect.
And
We all pile back in.
yeah, Jim pulls out his card and you guys hear the bird chirp and the carriage resizes and he takes the leftovers that you guys are holding and opens the trunk and you see there's like a couple divisions in it and he kind of like pulls one to the side that is a little bit warmer than the other ones. You can tell just from being near it and seeing the him react to it and gingerly set it in and then kind of resize that and then close it. All right, good to go. Everyone in?
Some.
What?
Yes.
Oh. And he knocks on the carriage and it rumbles off to the Queen's Palace. And you guys get to the...
Mima's just
Go
gonna
ahead.
cry, like shed a tear. I mean, May's gonna shed a tear. Like, I don't want to leave. We'll come back. We'll come back one day. Like talking themselves into to leaving. I'm like, it's okay. The whole carriage
We
ride.
could hire them.
The soup will be there when we get back.
Okay. You guys get to the door, but I'm gonna pop over to Kiro real quick to see what you're doing at the the altar of Zenith.
Yeah. So Kiro arrives at the altar area. I guess looks for the nearest clergyman.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes. What?
Oh.
Can I help you?
I apologize for the interruptions. I was here earlier with some friends of mine. I was unaware that your clergymen also tend to the dead in this city. It's not a custom that I'm aware of. Apologies.
And you see him when you asked for his attention. His nose was literally pressed into the book as he was reading through it, and then he leans back and presses up his glasses, and he just goes, "Well, I could, yeah, that is true. We have a couple of, you'd probably recognize them as embalmers around, every day working at every hour. We do many rites here. That's one of the reasons why we can assist the whole city, because some of them we can send back to other areas if you have other customs. But the majority of everyone here prefers the sea burial.
Ah, that is interesting. Would it be much of a bother if I took a moment and had a moment of prayer before I headed off for the day? I
Not at
know
all.
I know your customs may be a little different than mine, but I at least have to ask.
I understand completely. You can find many places on any particular place of the island that you find suitable. But if there's something that you're looking for that is your custom, as a large cathedral, maybe? It seems like what you're looking for of some sort.
This place shall be fine.
This place isn't where we're at currently, or...
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, this is just an apps, but you can sit up here, and I hope I was informative. And he just leans back into the book and starts smearing his nose literally across the page, like intently looking at this book.
Kiro thanks him and finds a nearby pew. And in Draconic, he starts to offer prayers of kind of like guidance. Lord Erie, I know you are not here in this world, but I need much guidance. The balance of life and death are so beyond scale, and I feel so lost. And I just need a way to find my way, or a sign that I am doing the right thing. And he just stays in kind of like a prayer and recites a few mantras just to try to get some sort of epiphany that he's doing the right thing, trying to get rid of the PNC and helping the new compatriots of the rum rollers.
How are you praying? Do you have your eyes closed and
Oh yeah.
are okay?
He's got his he's got his wings kind of like flexed around his shoulders, kind of like in a cape kind of style, and he's kind of like sitting as best to a cross leg in a pew as he can be, and eyes closed and hands in locked position.
Okay. Um, as you're sitting there repeating this almost as a mantra, assumedly in your head, um, you you hear the um, caw of a crow fly by that quirks your interest, and you open an eyelid halfway in your prayer, especially because you're inside and it surprises you, and you don't see a crow, but you see a single black feather land on your hands where they're rested.
Giro, gently picks the feather up and takes it as a sign that he is um, on the right path. Because crows are uh, in some of his world, crows are considered to be ferrymen themselves of the souls. So he is going to take it as a sign that he's on the right path.
And then presumably make your way out and fly the last leg to the
Yep.
to the castle.
Yeah, he's going to tuck the feather in a little pouch in his belt and take off to link up with the others.
And as you're landing on the ground, you see a carriage pull up that's double long than what you've usually seen. So it has 4 sets of doors, and it opens up to presumably Jarl again, and all the Jarls just barreling out of it after having Yard. I don't know. You could tell me.
Gerald.
Jarl.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Gerald out all directions. Pent up energy.
And all 4 doors probably even.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Jarl, y'all have made it. As he's collapsing his wings and basically into like a cape kind of look.
We did. Have a group consensus on what we want to do before we talk to the queen?
I mean, the
I
best option
understand
would
we
be
want
to.
to blow them up,
Yeah.
but how?
You're talking about something really revolutionary here, right? Like we don't plan ahead. What is this? Let's like from a huddle and discuss what we're going to talk to the queen. I'm going to jump out and make her a bowl of soup so that her hangover goes away, and
See what happens.
then I say we wing it.
Okay, I'm good with that. Let's
Shoot some
fucking
finger guns.
go.
You guys are going to, I guess, be marching right in then, and the guards greet you, actually recognizing, especially Admiral Mime at this point. And
We announce her, make her sound super important.
oh, you want to roll
Now
a performance?
announcing, yes, absolutely, Admiral Mime, savior of the city, conqueror of death. Performance.
Something about 9 Kingdoms.
21.
Ooh.
Uniter of the 9 kingdoms, like she said. Lover of soup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Friend.
And I'm just holding like a big, I'm assuming still steaming pile of, or like bowl, whatever, vessel of broth and noodles and vegetable.
Friend of Shandar the Red. Just adding more flair
yeah.
into it as possible.
Owner of
Yeah.
the Sky Deck here. CEO of the company. Blah, 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 blah.
And the guards part letting you in through the main gate, and you guys start heading towards the hall, where you've greeted her before. I was just going to continue on this thread of make sure that everybody can see here.
I thought this was the.
Oh yeah,
temple.
this is the wrong one. It looks very similar in perspective to this.
Ah.
Does everyone see that?
Mhm.
Cool. That's the
Can be
queen's receiving chamber that you guys have been going into, where she would stand up with a book right in the center, looking at it, and her guards off to the sides, in and amongst the growth, to protect her. That seems to proliferate the chamber. She's got flowers pretty much everywhere. You are marching that way, though, and somebody greets you just before you enter, and says, "The queen's fairly indisposed at the moment." And she looks down at the bowl of soup and just goes, "Is that Grandma Sue's that I smell, though?"
It most certainly is.
"I think I can rouse her if you have but a few minutes to wait. I can get her attention with this, I believe, and yeah, she'll be right in if that's okay. You can wait here for just a
By all means.
little bit. Okay.
Is he taking the soup?
Takes the or sees the proffered food and grabs a bowl from seemingly nowhere, and then starts making a bowl, and then looks to side to side. This looks like you got more than enough, though. Can I have a bowl?
As long as there's enough for the queen. Remember, the queen
Oh,
is
yes.
the most important. The
This is
queen needs a
biggest
hangover
bowl
cure. There's some
I've
left
got
over,
on me.
yeah. Sure.
And pulls out, just seemingly out of nowhere again, just a smaller bowl, just a little snack. I can't get never get enough of Grandma Sue's. And she
Yeah, is it Grandma Sue's cannot be wasted. So yeah, enjoy
fills her
responsibly.
bowl up as well, and then starts slurping as you hear her marching away briskly, trying not to spill the soup though at the same time. And while you
It's just gonna shoot
while
some
you're
finger
standing
guns.
there, you just hear from behind you, "Ah, rum rollers!" You turn to see
And we all turn around to see who it is.
Ferris, the like CEO of the factory district and head artificer of the of Socrates.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to tell you that Adune is ready for her
Ah,
transformation.
wonderful! I was just coming here because I thought I might catch you, as I thought I'd seen a black figure fly over the city, and I think I'd recognized him from before in your group, and I was just hoping that to catch you, as I said, because I think I've come up with a way that I could probably manage that in lesser time. It's rather experimental, though. I don't think there's any real danger in it, though, because it seems to be documented quite well in the processes. But the only thing to be the downside that might be about this, I guess, is that you have less time to wait. But I think you needed her sooner rather than later. So shall I get started on that right away? I could have it ready, have Odune ready for you to fly in the morning.
I think we have a couple days. I don't know how I feel about experimental procedures with Adune. Adune is pretty important.
You
Pretty
have
special. Let's
you
just do the
have
normal
only today.
prescription.
This
Our
is the
attack is tomorrow.
Why?
The PNC attack again tomorrow.
How do we know that?
Because we made a deal. We told them that we, the PNC, had taken over the city from the inside,
the Wish faction.
and the Wish faction, and then we had to somehow prove it to them within a certain number of days.
By bringing 10 sacrifices.
Right. So we either kill 10 people.
And have we not done
In 2
10
days.
sacrifices?
Do you want to
You-
kill
you
10
had-
people?
I'd rather kill 10 people than risk fucking up Adune. Personally, just saying. Adune is pretty important.
Then
Are you sure?
by all
we're the good
means,
guys?
Admiral, please pick the 10 people who we will kill. Present them to
Well,
Adune and be
Adune's
like,
pretty funny.
Adune, for you.
Yeah, Adune wouldn't like that very much.
To-
but
just
you know,
just to
what
be-
if
What if-
like he does this thing to Adune and she like can't talk anymore? Or what if she like only
True.
speaks French? Or what if like things could happen.
We
by
could die.
experimental, I just mean that I haven't done it before. Like I said, it has been very well documented. I believe one of our other creations had been tested on this, and it went well. It was a small test though, so this will just be the first time that it's done on a larger scale for myself and my colleagues. I don't see.
I don't know, let's take a vote.
You're the captain. There is no vote.
Yeah, and as a captain, I'm calling a
Oh.
vote. So thumbs up if you want to try the experimental procedure on Adune, or thumbs down if you do not. I mean, May just holds up the big thumbs down.
I
Why don't we
glanced
let
at.
Adune decide?
True, she is a person.
Could do that.
I think that's most likely the best course of action. However, I would say for me, this depends on how we select our 10 sacrifices. Does this city keep a long-term prison for the members of society that can never? Yes.
Feel a heinous crime.
Yes. I really dislike this idea, but
For fucking
Yeah.
Law and Order.
Dun,
SVU.
dun.
if Adune is not comfortable with this,
Are we no longer on camp blow up the
Right, that's
That
the
is
other
the-
option. Is that we don't kill 10 people, and we
We
strike
use 10
immediately.
dead bodies.
I don't even need dead bodies.
To present them as
What exactly like meets? What's the qualifications
I
for a
thought they wanted
sacrifice?
alive people
What are our
because they're
metrics here?
vampires and shit.
Oh yeah, there was a vampire guy. Here's the other option, right? There's a vampire dude that's in charge of like this fleet of undead PNC guys, right? We get a meeting with him in private. We do a little stabby stab, and then I'll look at Mime, turn into you, turn into him, and then I be him.
And damn enthusiastically gives 2 thumbs up.
What?
And then I change my voice to sound like you as well. What? I have the ability to disguise myself as any other person, and I can mimic other people's voices. I choose to speak like this. So we could
We have
sneak
time?
aboard. I mean, tomorrow is our deadline. We have to either sacrifice 10 people, or we have to go on the attack. Or defense, because they will begin assaulting the city again.
Are we even ready to it? Are we even ready to attack tomorrow? Are
No.
we prepared for that? Is that why we're
Yeah.
talking to the queen?
We have no idea what we're doing. We're winging it. I slap you on the shoulder.
Yeah, so let's talk to the queen and see if she has 10 people that she's ready
Sure.
to sacrifice. This could solve all of our
That's
problems.
true. She could just order like 10 guards to just like the first one she sees to kill themselves.
So again, we haven't established that these sacrifices need to be
That's
dead.
true. We don't know what's going to
We
We
happen.
don't
can-
really know what are the requirements of
So,
sacrifice.
so Admiral, we can say that our particular faction of the PNC, we do sacrifices in a different manner, requiring dead bodies, and then play that off, have explosives inside the bodies, and then
Ooh.
have them all go off.
Yeah, we can just get 10 already dead
Yes.
people. So we don't have to kill anybody. We just need to find 10 people that are
If
already
they would
dead.
accept that.
Ooh.
Yes.
They don't want to offend us. They will. We'll say it's our
I
culture.
don't
I mean,
think
I
that's.
think they're the ones in a position of power. Sorry, Grandam, you were speaking.
Don't think that like that would work with the undead that is
We won't know till we try.
that part. I pull out my map.
I
Where
mean-
are they at? I kind of like zoom out.
All right. Yeah, are you looking for the fissure, you mean, or do you when you
Where
say
they're
they,
at.
where the horde is at that's blocking the town?
Where we're supposed to go meet them later.
It was discussed to meet at the lava tower because
Don't know where that is.
so yeah, if you're going to the mop handouts, Alalopolis, Gargantium would get you there. But you're basically, if you're even, or also the map of Tareth, but the Gargantium is a little bit more zoomed in, and you can kind of see up to the, basically straight north of your position is a giant fissure that's opened up in the center of Gargantium.
Seems kind of freaking familiar to you, Olivia.
Oh yeah, that's a big rift. That's big.
Yeah.
And where are we at presently?
Socrates.
Yeah, this map is not very like.
Should be able to
Okay.
click on it, and then it'll
Oh,
open
yeah.
up, be even
That's, like,
bigger.
straight up north. Okay.
Yep.
Where's- So that's big.
Pretty sure that goes straight to hell. I think. Do we know that info?
Rather not talk about it. Anyway, so waiting for the queen. So we're gonna ask the queen to give us 10 dead people. And we're gonna fill them with
Yes.
explosives.
Where?
I think the
And the-
word sacrifice really implies sacrificing their life. Otherwise, what
Yeah.
else are you sacrificing?
There are
These
more.
dead body. Nah, that's not what they want. That's not what
They're
these
peaceful.
freakos want. Okay.
I think if we show up with dead bodies, they're gonna see right through it.
I think we show up with dead bodies.
But they won't know once the bodies have exploded.
But how do
I
we
mean,
get the
they'll see
bodies
that they're
into the mix?
bodies.
I know. Can any of you do necromancy? We tried
No.
necromancer cult. Are you sure?
No, I don't. Well, hold on. Let me check.
I can briefly animate a corpse, but I don't. It's
All
not
we
really
need.
alive.
All we need. We put them like a bag on their head, tie them up, have them walk in a single file line, and they are stuffed full to the brim with thing that go boom.
Okay,
How
let me see
many
how
can
many I
you-
can do at once.
Yeah.
Do-do-do-do.
Sir,
Also, I swear, if you try to sacrifice my siblings, I will turn traitor.
Sir Tellus at this point too is just like standing there with his mouth open, gaping, like,
You want not?
what? Only half of that came through.
You want to win this war or not?
Oh, sorry, I can't do this yet. I've been trying. I've been practicing, but I haven't quite successfully done this.
Oh,
Okay, maybe
Okay.
I can do something. Let me see. No.
I can revivify.
That would just make them people.
that would
And-
just make them people.
Sir Ferris just
What if we? I guess if they're already
chimes
dead, Death
in
Ward
with
isn't gonna
a,
help.
well, if the terms haven't been set yet, does it have to be people? Could not you sacrifice
Who?
important things?
Both?
Gold? I don't know. Just a thought.
Animals.
I,
Can hold so much.
Yeah, goat,
The
right? The
cows can
typical.
hold so much dynamite.
Oh my god.
Anything that's not rabbit.
What's the biggest animal we could find with the largest chest cavity? Centaurs have 2 chest cavities, but they're also
They're
sentient. Yeah.
we we don't really have any centaurs in the city either.
What if we chopped off just the horse part? Are they still people? Which part?
I don't know how to answer this question ethically. My ethical training is kicking in.
I've raised dead. Not displaying in the VCT.
Raised it?
As long as the creature has not been dead more than 10 days. So I'm just saying, if we show up and they're like, but it's dead, we need it alive, I can touch the creature and
But
make it
only
alive.
1. We need 10.
Or
I mean, it's
we
a
can
5th
just
level.
forgo deception entirely and show up with the intent to start kicking ass the second we show up.
Yeah. If we want to like just straight up attack, we could totally do that.
All villains.
But we can't do that without a
Why
Dune
not?
Yeah.
flying, right?
I mean the towers and the giant lava. I mean,
How are
I
we
can
gonna get there?
fly, but I can only carry 1 person.
When it's really
Can
far away.
anybody teleport?
I have a thunder step.
No, that'd be cool though.
I can face step.
Queen.
I can
has
fly.
Anybody that can cast like gate. Gotta go one way.
But don't we have the discs, the dishes, the
Mhm.
things that spin?
One's inside the bottle. Is the other way that you've been getting in and out outside of the bottle.
Yeah, but we could all
There's
go
a
into
sea
the bottle,
monster in there.
Then
except for one person.
oh shit! I have an idea.
Yeah,
How big is the
Oh,
That's-
just
bottle?
release the sea monster.
we could just release the sea monster.
You mean the inside or
Exactly.
the outside?
Wait, how much water does it contain?
That's
We could
how they-
empty it into
how
the
they-
fissure.
The sea monster kills us. That's
Yep.
how we
Yeah.
filled the chasm
Do
last
it
time.
more? Did it stop what with
Yeah, no. Like, no, the water multiplied by like a factor
So
of like
do it
1,000
more.
or something. Like yes, I think we've got water back in the bottle. So yeah, if we open the bottle and like pour all the water
Oh.
out somehow,
I think it
A
takes
I forget how
factor
we
of
did last time.
1,000.
Yeah, we
takes, like,
will
a day.
flood.
to
Hear me
refill
out. Hear me out.
Uh-huh.
for a long rest.
Yeah. Like I'm telling you, the like I'm not joking. Like the amount of water that came out of that bottle is like equivalent to the Indian Ocean or something stupid.
And then we just flood it like every single day on like
lot.
repeat until it like fills up.
Well, that's what Josh was saying. It doesn't fill up.
Oh,
But if we flood it once, I don't think they're smart enough to have like changed the strategy. So if we flood it, at least we'll kill enough of them and damage them enough so they can't like
Well, how
you know,
could not
regroup
fill up?
and
Allow me
It's
to.
attack
it's
again.
a hole,
We
right?
go into the bottle. One of us that can fly flies the bottle inside.
I can fly.
We then all let everything out of the bottle, including the giant tentacle monster. He gets to eat a bunch of undead. We get to wreak havoc, and in the end of the day,
At the end of the day, I didn't quite catch that.
yeah, at the end of the day, we're all happy.
Don't you think they're going to kill the tentacle monster pretty quickly, and then it'll be an undead tentacle monster that we have to fight?
I mean, not if we're fighting alongside of it.
But what happens when it dies, and then the necromancers have a giant tentacle monster corpse?
I mean, what happens when one of us dies? We become a.
No, but I can turn it undead.
But what?
Also, he's my friend. He wouldn't do that.
He'll be dead. He
No.
wouldn't know.
I won't let him die.
I take out a packet. You see here, I have these testimonials from several clerics that say once a body is raised from the dead, they don't know what they're doing anymore. So there's no unethical treatment possible. It's a case study entitled Future Prophets.
You're also thinking about having befriended the tentacle monster, and you're realizing you haven't brought it food like you promised, and it's been.
Oh yeah, didn't I?
You did bring it some that you had on you, I think, but I don't. I
Had
think
good
you
berry. I
promised.
gave him a good berry, the size of a watermelon.
Yeah, on the day that you were there, but you said you'd be back at some point. But
I need to do that. I need to take care of my friend.
Well, here's the thing. If you're also suggesting we throw your friend at your enemies, you're okay with it almost for sure dying?
If he's okay with it.
I mean, would you be?
For sure dying at some point.
I mean, yes.
Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can turn things undead, guys. Any creature that can see or hear me within 30
There
feet.
You can
just-
turn them undead?
Or do you have turn undead? Do you have make undead run away? Or
Turn
do you
undead.
have make
Is it-
something?
Each undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving
Okay.
throw. If the creature
Yeah.
fails, saving
Yeah.
throw
I
is
thought you were
turned
saying
for
you
1
could
minute.
turn a creature into an undead. I was
Yeah.
like, that is a powerful ability.
that's
I
how
thought it
I
was
read
the
that
other.
spell every time that I've read it. But
Yeah,
I
no.
realize what you guys are saying. You're turning.
You're a
them
cleric that just specializes in creating zombies.
Ferris just scratches his head and goes, "So, should I?"
Talk to the queen, and we should get her input on this.
Okay, so we're waiting for the queen to decide whether or not Adune gets the upgrades today.
Oh no, that's the admiral's pick,
Hey Dune, do you want upgrades?
or the Adune's pick. Yeah, I think she's
You
not
hear-
here.
Talk to Dune at any time, right?
No,
Dune
Adune
has a
does not have
torque.
a torque, but there
Fuck
is
that.
a. No, she just talks into your guys' mind because of her ability to do so. That's like her ability to talk is telepathic. She can't speak it any other way.
Not yet.
Yeah, and you hear the faintest yes in your minds. And was I called? I think you're just on the edge of my ability to hear you.
You want upgrades? Do you want to fly?
So Adune, there's a choice here. So talk to Ferris, and he says he can, do your transformation so you can fly in the normal 3 days. But he says he's learned of a new experimental technique, and I say this as I'm talking. I do finger air quotes. Not that Adune can see that, but experimental technique where he can get your transformation done in by the morning. but it's experimental. So we wanted to know how you felt
Has he
about that.
explained the technique?
I'm gonna look at Ferris and say no.
Was that a no as in not going forward with this? Or was there another question that I'm just not hearing because you guys seem to be talking to something in your heads that I'm missing here? There's
Oh, we
part of the
forget.
conversation I'm missing.
How does this work?
So I'm gonna look at Ferris and I'm gonna say how does this transformation thing work?
Oh, well, so the reason why it's sped up, I guess, is that usually there would need to be some sort of enchanter or or someone like myself that can engrave runes and channel the magics that are inherent in the airs and the other things that are needed to make her fly. But as she's a magical ship already and has a soul, I believe we could utilize her, not her soul necessarily, but the way that she interfaces with the ship that is herself. I think there is a seed that I hold that can take root in her structures that will help power, or actually, sorry, it's not it's a seed. That's the metaphor that I use. It's more of a liquid that should help power her abilities to manipulate herself and give her the insight that's needed to quickly manipulate herself.
Okay, Dune. So Ferris has an energy drink he can give you, and it'll help the transformation to go faster.
I like the sounds of that.
Oh my god. That was a huge lore drop.
Okay, so all right. I'm just gonna let you know, Dune. I'm not a huge fan of this, but he says it should be relatively safe, but he still calls it experimental. And but if you're up
Yeah,
for it, we can try
I
it.
think I would be up for it. It's been a while since I've done anything rash, so I think it should be fun.
Oh no. Okie dokie. Then I will tell Ferris he should go directly to you and get it once.
Wonderful.
Around the group.
Hopefully when he gets here, then I'll be able to connect with him more properly. And Ferris looks at you with a corked eyebrow, and
Okie dokie.
presuming you said that out loud, not just in your head.
Yeah, I totally had this conversation. Assuming the other people who listen to you. But yeah, I'll get Ferris.
I can only
Okay.
kind of hear you.
So Aduna, so she's in.
Yeah, sounded like you
Okay.
leaned back or something.
Yeah. So, yes, I'm gonna look at Ferris and be like, okay, so Adune says she's willing to try this experimental method. You are free to go to Adune now and begin.
Wonderful. I will acquire the liquids and proceed there post haste. Thank you. Did you get your first payment? Hey, okay, great. I just wanted
Yeah.
to make sure that our accountants were taking notes properly. If you need me, I believe Raul's been contacting me on the occasion via my card, so you should all have my card already. But good day, he
Need
says.
to put an order in real quick for some of those like item sharing packs,
Oh,
like the mnemonic tube ones.
wait, what? Mnemonic tubes? You
No,
want your
don't say
tubes-
anything. No, don't you say any of that. Don't say that word out loud. I have to
You wa-
patent it yet.
You want your tubes to
Nope.
speak to you?
No,
In
someone had
mnemonic.
the little. No, someone had the little like shared pocket dimension, like a pouch, like 2 pouches, but 1 pouch.
Oh, yes. Like Captain Nime, I believe. Or Admiral. I apologize.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah, I forget what happened
I
to
don't
that.
know, but I have big ideas for it.
Okay.
Need some.
So, are you proposing to fund some operations, invest in the creation? I'm confused at what you're asking. I apologize.
I want to buy 2 sets of these bags.
Oh, okay. Um, that, yeah, would be something like 1,000 gold, I believe,
Okay, well,
for the total of 4 bags.
we'll consider it. I'll have to talk to my business partners and convince them to make the purchase.
Okay. Well, you know how to get in contact with me. Oh, and he walks over. May I see your card?
Ah, of course. I hand him my card.
And he pulls out a quill that has a metal point, and then he just dabs it in a piece, a scab that looks like he has, that he opens up again with a pen, and then draws on a little corner this minute glyph that's like the imperceptible almost to the eye other than a dot, and he hands it back to you. If you and he kind of waves it, letting the blood dry, and hands it back to you. If you just hold on to that point there, when we're doing our conversations, I can do transactional ones and bring you items. Or rather, the items will appear on top of the card. It's complicated.
Oh my god. I sit down on the floor and put my head in my
This guy
hands.
can teleport.
Oh my god. You're blowing my mind, man.
I live to experiment. What can I say? And then he says, "Good day. I believe now." And as he's turning around and marching out, you hear the horns on the other side of the door announcing that you may enter the Queen's audience hall, which you see before you know. And there's 2 guards that open the doors, and the Queen screaming at the end of it, "Turn the horns off, Jesus!"
You repeat that?
Oh, did not all of it come through? Yeah, it was just her yelling,
Yeah.
"Fucking turn those horns off for Alalopolis' sake." I said Jesus, but felt more appropriate.
Jeebus.
And you
Jeebus.
guys walk through the door, I presume.
Yeah, I re-announce the Admiral.
Yeah, I walked through.
Admiral Mime, Captain of Adune, CEO of Captain Adune Enterprises. Or Captain Mime Enterprises. Savior of the city.
With advantage, I guess, because you got practice now.
And
Bum, bum, bum,
Chandler
bum, 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 bum,
Yeah.
bum, 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 bum. Okay. Performance. Did not let me roll at advantage, so I'll just roll twice. Badly
Good
each
thing you
time.
had advantage. You walk into the
Rip.
room and are announcing, and in the middle of your speech, you feel some of the spice catching up with you, but it's not like the burning sensation because the cats can't get that. Instead of it's just the smallest little burp that echoes through the chambers, and you hear a giggle from the queen. Sounds like you guys were out or up early, I guess. As I got some Grandma Sue's, and that was delicious. This is the only reason I'm here. Otherwise, I would not be.
Mhm.
So what you?
We might just gonna shoot some finger guns and
Uh,
glad you enjoyed the noodles, Your
yeah,
Majesty,
it's
Highness,
definitely
Lady
lessened the
Mina.
throbbing in my head. But I've got another form of medication that I'll be taking for that. And she reaches below the top of her podium, it looks like, and you see her pull a glass up. and then put it back down. Burps softly to herself and goes, "So what do you got for me? Is the horde going to be leaving anytime soon?"
Yes, a horde. So we have an idea about the sacrifices.
And she
Assuming the
just
queen knows
raises an
about
eyebrow.
sacrifices.
Sacrifices? I mean, the guard captain told me that you seem to have had something handled out with their leader, and that they were holding off attacking anymore or sending any more probing forces to our defenses. So that was appreciated.
Kiro kind of leans down. Admiral, that would be a
Yeah.
no to the knowing about sacrifice.
Yeah. So, queen, you have 10 citizens that are already dead that we could have, or 10 citizens that you would not rather have as citizens anymore. Or, a mixture, maybe 5 of each, whatever, as long as we get 10 total.
Like the death sentence here. The parties usually just keep everybody real chill. We're too tired to really, perform crimes. The common folk are even welcomed and fed and everything. I don't. We are. Since I've been in power, we haven't had anyone even in our prisons. I'm sorry. I don't think there's anyone that I can think of that I would gladly give to these undead.
Right. So do you have 10 creatures of any kind? This could be like, some livestock. I think goats would be fine, or
Well,
sheep, or
I could
um
arrange something like that. I would just purchase it from the uh, appropriate farms, but if it's between you and me, I would be spreading words around that we're giving it to the PNC. But what is this?
Oh, no. We're not giving them to the PNC. We're just gonna surprise the PNC and throw them off their guard. So it's easier for us to swoop in and attack.
Okay, so you're just gonna drop goats on them, or whatever, and you know what? I'm not
Goats
worried
can be
about
very
the
distracting.
details.
And
To be
the
honest,
goats
I,
are
I
the
really,
first
I
step.
really don't care. If we can just get them to leave, that would be completely fine with me. And well, so and she pulls the cup back out. It's a little bit more hair of the dog, and I think it's clearing up. That's nice. So you've got this handled, right? Because I think the last time you guys were here too, I've got a date with Shandar that we still need to work out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Correct.
Okay, so you guys handle that. I'm not worried about the details. You said you want some livestock. I'll get you some livestock. Big, small, medium.
That's a good point, Your Majesty. Would the big fuck off dragon that wants to fuck the queen be on board with fucking up some undead?
Oh, he totally
Maybe.
would.
Can we get him here?
I believe that is the idea. I have
Could be dinner and a
access
show.
to a channel, we'll say, that if I send him notification, he will arrive. But I have a very important question before I do so, because you guys were just with him.
We were.
Is the pictures I've been receiving true?
Emphatically, yes.
I'd have to see the pictures.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
No,
which
you don't.
pictures are you speaking of?
She blushes,
Grand
turns to her
Dancer blinks innocently at her.
guards, and holds up a finger, twirls it in the air, and they all turn their backs. And she she turns what looks like just a frame around that's on the wall that's apparently a painting that she flips back, and you see an engorged dragon behind her that
Wow.
easily could render many things asunder.
Wow. I turn to
Here-
Grand Dam. Is this kind of like the relationship between you and I forget the rat's name. Sexy rat. Chistera. The size difference. Cheesy Del, I'm pretty sure this is true, Your Majesty.
Pretty sure is a really risky game here. I've got pretty high standards.
I did not see his peen.
I mean,
Yeah,
Kiro
yeah.
said
Kiro said
emphatically
emphatically yes.
so
I am a half a
I
dragon.
would
He will emphatically.
trust that guy.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Grandam's
that's
just
true.
Staring like Grandam's just staring slack
would know.
jawed at like at
paint-
Ronald's question.
To paint a
What?
picture for everyone
you
that
guys
hasn't
doing
probably
it?
got it, it's basically a dragon dick pic on her wall. Anyways,
Aren't you and Chistera a thing? I'm not judging you. You probably turn into a rat first, but
Fuck are you going on about?
free love, man. Just raise my fist.
Grandam will reach up, take his fist, and lower it back down.
Raise the other fist.
and the queen shrugs and goes, "Well, I guess I'll take the word of the only dragon here."
I've never seen his penis before, Your Majesty. In fact, I've never seen him before. This
Well,
is the most
that's-
I've ever seen of him.
Dragons
Yeah.
are majestic and noble creatures.
It doesn't look like a good dragon. Are we sure he's a good dragon?
Really?
Looks pretty good to me. I mean, that slight bend to the left
Looks kind of bad to
looks
me.
like it's gonna.
Bad dragon.
I mean, all depends upon your verbiage of bad, I guess. Anyhow, and she flips the painting back around and leans back to one of the guards' face and twirls her hand so they can turn back around, and goes, "Well, I guess I'll contact him, and we'll have dinner tonight." And she starts to kind of putter off. I've got to have some more of Grandma Sue's before I can butter myself up for another night of drinking. But if you contact me in the morning, I can let you know how that went. And hopefully we get along well. This be only the second time we've met in person, so long distance relationships, am I right?
Oh, I can goes into a T-Rex.
All right.
Good.
That sounds great. I'm gonna turn around and look to like the rest of the party. and
Grand
like,
Dam just turned
anything
into a
else for the
T-Rex.
queen?
Is that what you just said?
No, I said, I could turn one of those goats into a T-Rex.
Oh, you can turn one of the goats into a T-Rex.
And then we could cover him in stickers, and those stickers all have glyphs of warding on them.
Closes.
Glyphs of warding can't go more than 5 feet past where they were cast.
They don't have to.
Going to cast all those glyphs of warding in front of them, and then. Or you
think he's
mean you
gonna-
put it in the bottle?
I think he's gonna ride the T-Rex.
That's true. Wait, hold on. Hold the fucking phone. What if we buy a bunch of cows? We all
We
buy a
can all
bunch
have
of
Yoshi.
cows, right? We put them all in the bottles, many cows as fits, empty it out, and then we fly above them like 2,000 feet, and we drop all of the cows.
Dude, we need cows for that? Like, really? Couldn't we just use rocks? Like big rocks.
Seems
Yeah.
a lot easier to source.
But if you put one of the dragon's breath in, or we just drop a bunch of dragon's breath in. But we'd be dropping it on a fissure of fire, so I feel like I don't know.
Still am on board.
Fire
Yeah, I
and
feel there's
fire.
something in me says that we shouldn't destroy the fissure. As annoying as the fissure is, I don't think we should destroy it quite at this point in time. Maybe we just want to get rid of the PNC and not ruin the natural geography, right? We want to preserve the landscape. We just want to get rid of the invasive species. Come on, guys.
Well, so we have the option. I mean, seems like we're probably winding down, but
Mhm.
we have the. I don't know if we still have a plan yet. Is the plan to blow them up? Because if we're going to the tower,
No, I think the plan is to utilize Shandar. So to, team
Mhm.
up and have Shandar go with us. I still like the idea of dropping the
Mhm.
giant tentacle monster
I
on
think we
them.
need to ask
I
the
think that's a
giant
good
tentacle
plan.
monster first.
I
Um,
gotta go feed my buddy. I'm
And
going
then-
to proceed to walk to where the nearest thing of food is, wherever that is.
Probably the containers that you guys carried in for mom.
Well, anything left, I
Grandma
want to take
Sue's.
up in my arms.
Okay.
I want to go walking back.
no. That is not going to happen. No. Mime is like protecting these. You can have a portion. You
Big.
cannot have the entire thing.
The queen
Yeah, it'll be
was
fine.
lolling asleep and perks back up and goes, so I can give you some extra livestock if you want. I've got some in the courtyard for sampling. And she licked her lips.
Yeah, take that. The technical monster
And
will like that
then,
better. Have to kill it.
Probably while Grandam wandering off to go check the livestock out, would chime in with, I think I heard Shandar's name and about you guys were talking about handling the situation, which again, I really don't care about the details, but if I may, I think that I could convince Shandar to eliminate the army at our gates. If you're okay with him staying back so that he can manage them, and I can give you what you think, a day or two after you leave the city, to make sure that that anything that survives his wrath doesn't somehow make it back to the creatures. I don't know. I don't understand this PNC really. I don't. That whoever
Oh,
you're going.
I'm sure Your Majesty will be able to handle anything Shandar brings to the table. Your Majesty, don't worry. He will help you with anything you need.
I believe so, but
And he gives you the biggest winking grin.
Are you sure you're not taken, good sir? And she's just winks towards
Oh, I am, Your Majesty. I am.
you. Okay, well, I'm not quite yet. No, still free agent over here. Anyways,
Well, I promise. After you are blessed by a dragon, you will not be taken. You will be his. Promise.
That doesn't sound foreboding or anything. Anyways, so your plan
All right.
is
Plan.
more chaos. I
more
like it.
chaos. Still no plan.
Did
Plan
you
to
expect
inflict
anything
chaos.
else?
Nope, not at all.
Yeah.
Leroy Jenkins. That's what we're gonna do,
We
guys.
can.
You ready?
We can absolutely as well utilize some if the plan is create chaos, we could kill an upper guy and I could take his place and do some other sort of strategy of maneuver all the guys, be like, everyone put down your weapons and just clump up. Just, yep. 20-foot radius, everyone.
I mean, I can throw my disco ball.
Disco ball
We
is
can
very
have another
strong.
dance party.
Kiro hears you speak of the disco ball. He kind of cringes inwardly.
So, The queen
They
just
like to
goes,
dance.
"Well, last things last, I guess. Since I'm going to be otherwise preoccupied this evening, it sounds like you guys are out of a place to stay with Adune being. Yeah, I have my wiles. Somebody told me that she's going to be being worked on this evening, so you're welcome to stay in the palace. Just don't mind any of the nude servants. We orcs can photosynthesize, so it's nice.
That seems like a really useful skill.
Oh yeah. Just,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate for those that don't understand because, they just see a bunch of nude orcs walking around and
Oh, that makes
confused.
sense. Huh. Photosynthesizing orcs.
Well, alrighty then. We will hear from you. We'll come back to hear from you in the morning to
With a
see
plan.
exactly what we're gonna
I
do
was
next.
pretty much just going to let you guys
Uh-huh.
figure out the details, like I said, but I will have Shandar.
Yeah. Right. But we gotta talk
Yeah,
to Sandar in
I'll
the
have
morning.
Shandar here for breakfast. So you guys should be ready.
Yeah. I like that confidence, Your Majesty.
Don't you worry.
Proud of you.
I know how to keep him around or send him away. Usually send him away, but at that point too, you
This is a lucrative business partner.
hear a bit of a toot from her. Just well, like a fart.
What?
Yeah. She's at that time.
She's the
The
queen.
rumblies and her tumblies. Only hands can satisfy.
All right, well then.
All right, good stuff. We're sleeping in the
Yeah.
castle tonight,
Ah,
guys.
Splendid.
Look
You,
it up.
you chose the path of nonviolence, Olivia. So far.
So far, what appears to be nonviolent.
Yeah, it was a good sesh show. I like the Grandma Sue's
Yeah.
full
Yeah, that was great.
stop.
Necessary. Yeah. We're definitely taking that shit back to Aduna.
All right, nerds. Have a good night.
Good pivot with
Thanks.
Grandma Shoes.
Full improvisation there, man.
hmm
Yeah, it was beautiful.
So I just had a.
All right, with that,
See
I'm
ya.
gonna jump off of here.
Oh, I was gonna say I just had
not
a
to interrupt
coworker
you.
today
Continue.
ask me what D&D
Nice.
is like because they've never played, and I was explaining how the DM can plan this whole thing of what they think you're gonna do, and then you can go off and just do whatever the heck you want, such
Yeah.
as the Great Noodle Escapade of 2025.
Yeah.
Perfect example.
Me and my friends once broke out of a prison as our campaign start. Saw that we were in the middle of an empty field with a lone road going somewhere, and decided to get off the road and go north.
Mhm. My other example to
And
him
then
was
we
that you could.
found
Yeah.
and then we found an inn up there and just ran in simulator.
It's fantastic. Yeah, my other example to him was that you could just decide to face 15 degrees from west and walk 10 miles, and the DM has to figure it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's where quantum ogres come in.
Yeah. I mean, that or
That's where Bubbles comes in. Bubbles.
It's a-
Or sometimes life just happens. Like,
Mm.
I built a really tough boss fight last night, but part of the boss fight was for my vampire. Part of the boss fight was that the big bad vampire they were hunting down had hastily rechambered a gun to accept these really big explosive rounds
Okay.
that were designed to hurt other vampires, and I designed a 1 in 10 chance it could jam and a 1 in 100 chance it could explode. Well, guess what happened?
It exploded.
It exploded and dealt 4 aggravated damage to my big bad evil guy, which,
Oh no.
if you don't have vampire context, is a lot. Most characters have like 5 health.
oh man.
Yep.
Huh.
So yeah, that was great. It was
So the party got
fantastic.
very lucky.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's so many. There's
I've
so
been
many
building-
untied up. There's so many
been building.
unfinished.
I've been building that villain up for 2 years, and that happened.
Oh no.
Yeah, I
Really,
was
he was
sad to
more of
hear
a
that.
he was always a behind the scenes Machiavellian sort. So like he wasn't really much of a fighter to begin with, but anyways, I want to dip.
Alrighty.
See y'all.
Later,
Bye.
buddy.
See ya.
A grand and wonderful thank you for those who took the time and made it here, to the end of the episode, where I know sometimes we are long-winded and others we are just dead silent. I don't know what to tell you. This is raw here, folks. Please remember to like and subscribe, and you can help support us just by listening. But you can also provide even more support, if you like, by going to Anchor FM page and following the support link there. If you do so, I will personally work in an NPC or an idea, whatever you'd like to hear played out. If you want, you can get a hold of us through one of our many options, including voice messages on Anchor FM, or DM to our Twitter, or any other social media that you can find us, YouTube, etc. You can share your ideas, otherwise listen for the shout out and thank you for making it through.